A well-known health group is out with a new warning about America's most popular chain restaurants, saying many of their meals have dangerous amounts of salt. The Center for Science and the Public Interest checked 102 meals and found 85 of them had more than a day's worth of sodium. John McKenzie has our closer look.
Go ahead, dig in. That's just what researchers did. They analyzed meals at the country's 17 largest restaurant chains and discovered most were loaded with salt.
Salt is probably the single deadliest ingredient in our food supply, causing tens of thousands of unnecessary deaths a year. And restaurants are a big part of the problem.
Among the biggest offenders, Olive Garden's Tour of Italy lasagna, more than 2.5 teaspoons of salt. Chili's buffalo chicken fajitas, 3 teaspoons of salt. And Red Lobster's Admiral's Feast, 3.1 teaspoons of salt. That's more than 3 times the amount of salt Americans should get in a whole day. If you were to apply all this salt yourself, you'd have to shake and continue shaking for at least a half a minute, and you still wouldn't have all the salt that's in some of these meals. Eating too much salt causes the walls of blood vessels, even the heart itself, to gradually thicken. But for some people, even one salty meal can be dangerous.
They consume a massive amount of salt without knowing it. They end up short of breath and come to the emergency room with flagrant heart failure.
While salt is an inexpensive way to enhance the flavor of foods, restaurant chains insist they are cutting back the sodium in some meals.
You look across the menus on those restaurants and there are many choices that are low in sodium.
But most people would never know. Without it listed on menus, few people have any idea how much salt awaits them in that next restaurant meal. John McKenzie, ABC News, New York.
If you want to see the center's full report and find out how much salt is in specific meals at various restaurants, you can log on to our website, abcnews.com. And coming up inside...